City 47-yard line. They used Reed that time as a blocker as well as their tight end that came across. And, again, that was a good play for South. Picked up another 7 yards. And, again, they're going to the cue cards on the side. Tells them to play to the field. And they jump right into the formation. Again, back into shotgun. Reed, he's in the pistol. He's got Reed behind him. And he's going to throw it for the first time. But he's going to be sacked. Sacked on the play. Give that one to Mr. Tomlinson. He came off that corner. The fake did nothing for him. And again, the first sack of the night on the first pass attempt of the night by Sullivan South. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. 6:15 left here in the quarter. Gate City imploring for their fans to make some noise. As he's back in the pistol. Tight end comes to the right-hand side. They're going to give it to Reed. Reed's got it, and he's going to cut up, and he's going to be a little short. He gets down to the Gate City 46-yard line. He needed to make the 43, though, and they're going to go for it.
There's no hesitation there. It's a huge play for Gate City.
Back in the pistol. Here comes South. Let's see if they try to draw us off once again. They're trying to draw off once again. Gate City having none of it. Gate City in a 4-man front. Linebackers walk up. They walk back out. And there's going to be motion on Sullivan South.
Joe, I almost wonder if that wasn't designed just to give a little more punting room.
I'm not for sure. Again, but that was a new player in the ballgame for Sullivan South. He was in at left guard. That was number 66, Fletcher Gibson, a 6'2", 252-pound sophomore, was seeing his first action of the night at the guard position. So the penalty backs him up to the 49-yard line and back deep for Gate City. Again, will be Carson Jenkins and DeAndre Mack. Snap, punt is up. He doesn't get it to turn over. Here comes Mack on the run about the 18-yard line, stops. He jukes. He's got to the 30-yard line, and he's looking for running room, and he's going to be taken down there about the 29-yard line. Give him the 30. So about 12 yards on the return. 5:13 left here in the first half. Sullivan South with a 21-6 lead. As Gate City comes back onto the field, trying to engineer some offense. They were stopped last time after a promising start to the drive. And here they come. They're back in the one split to the left. They've got 2 backs in the backfield, tight end to the right as well as a wing to the right. And they're going to give it to DeAndre Mack, who gives it back to Levi Roten, who goes up the middle, and he's going to gain about 5, maybe 6 yards on that one. South doing a very good job of staying at home, not over pursuing. You know, I bet you, Chris, one thing they talked about was, of course, the sweeps and some of the action Gate City was doing, getting on the corners. They're doing a lot better job right here of staying at home, not giving us the big play.
They are, but Gate City, again, those clicking off the yards, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a carry.
As they've got the 2-back set here, and he gives it to Calhoun. Calhoun is good for 5, 6 yards once again.
And another first down. Should be.
Yep.
They agree with me.
First down and 10 from about the 40, give them the 42-yard line of Gate City. 4:35 left. Would like to see Gate City sort of eat some of this clock up, score, then go to halftime, be able to readjust. Again, they will get the football to start the second half. Back in their 2-back set, Calhoun behind as Reed's got it. He's going to give it to Calhoun once again, powers his way up, and he is not stopped for 8 yards.
It took 3 defenders to bring him down.
So, second down, and got him to right at midfield. They're on the 50. Second down and a short 2 for Gate City. 3:59 left here in the quarter. South leads 21-6, but Gate City starting a drive as they're back in their 2-back set and going to jump offsides.
Had a little bit of motion there on the left-hand side. Got a little
Isaac Meade,
overzealous.
Left tackle. Chris, penalty-wise, what's that got us for the night?
It's getting so dark in here. Let me turn towards the light. Right now, I've got Gate City penalized 3 times for 20 yards, and South penalized twice for 15.
You throw 2 turnovers in. You know, Gate City's played pretty much toe-to-toe, just a few errors. As here comes up 2nd down and 7. Ball is going to be placed on the 45-yard line. 2-back set behind Reed. He's going to give it to DeAndre Mack, gives it to Carson Jenkins this time. He's going to get about 6 yards. He gets the penalty back plus 1. It's going to be 3rd down and short from about the 49-yard line of Sullivan South. Clock ticks. It's down to it's 3:10 left in the quarter. South still hanging on to that 21-6 lead.
Gay City showed a little razzle-dazzle there with the double reverse. I don't think South was quite prepared for that, but they responded well.
South starting to sub some guys up front, looks like, as well. So 2-back set for Gate City as Calhoun goes through, over and around the South players. Leaves 1 or 2 in his wake. He's down to about the 36-yard line. Give him 13 yards and another 1st down. South says, let's talk about it for a moment. Chris, we're starting to assert ourselves up front because that big offensive and defensive line we talked about, they're starting to get some white jerseys in here now as, again, starting to wear down the Rebels. 2:51 left here in the quarter. Gate City down 21-6. However, they're on 1st down and 10 on the 36-yard line. Chris, what do you got score-wise?
Science Hill, they continue to open this up over Greenville. I believe they've righted the ship in Johnson City. They're up 21-7 now. Elizabethton 14-0 on Boone. Hampton going into halftime 20-0 over Cloudland. And Volunteer has kicked a field goal to go over top of Sullivan East right now, 10-7. Over in Southwest Virginia, it's 33 for George Wythe to 0 for Marion at halftime. Thomas Walker's leading Castlewood 14-6. Grundy's letting Lebanon claw their way back into this one. Grundy still leads, but it's 36-20.
As we've got the Blue Devils back up to the line. Reed under center. Again, the 2-back set. They're going to give it to Calhoun once again, and he runs. Oh, my goodness.
Why not give it to him?
I apologize there. I think it was, again, number 28. Lance Pollock said, where did that truck come from?
Somebody for South has a big footprint right in the center of their chest right now, I believe.
They have no answer for Michael Calhoun at this point. As he rumbled and bumbled another for 12 yards. As here we go again. He comes out this play as Tomlinson will replace him. 2:34 left, and they're going to give it to John Mack as there's going to be a fumble.
It's still
loose, and the ball is, there's a fight and a scrum underneath, and let's see who's got it.
Gay City bobbled the handoff, and Reed came down with it, and then it squirted up in the air again, and the Rebels have come out of the pile with it.
3 turnovers tonight. 2 here after the after the delay within the 30-yard line of Sullivan South. Wow.
Gay City has got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. That's 2 probable touchdowns that they have lost. This should be a tie ball game right now.
2:20 left, and for the first time tonight, Bergeron is under center. There's going to be an eye set, and South calls for timeout.
That's 2 timeouts within just about a minute and a half of game time. But we talked earlier in the pregame about South having trouble holding on to the ball. Tonight it's Gay City.
3 turnovers for the Blue Devils and 3 or 4 penalties has been the Blue Devils' undoing tonight. They have, again, as they've recovered from that quick strike ability of South, and once they've settled down, they've drove the ball down the field, turned it over, drove it down the field, turned it over. And again, 2:20 left here in the quarter. It's 21-6, Gate City. Chris, you got any finals yet?
We haven't got any finals yet. Most of the scores are at halftime right now. A couple I didn't get to earlier. Ridgeview is leading Wise Central 20-6 now. Pulaski's up on Abingdon 39-0, and Honaker 28-0 over Twin Valley.
All righty, so here we go again. South with 2 tight ends. They've got a flanker to the left, and they are in the I set. 2:20 left in the quarter. Gate City in a 5-3 defense. Snap, and they're going to give it to the deep back, which is Reed. Reed to the left-hand side, and he is in open territory, and he's down. He gets all the way out to midfield to the 49-yard line. He picked up 10, 20, 28 yards, 29 yards.
I don't know how, but Gay City has got to find a way to shut down that outside.
And it's been to the left-hand side. They found something that they like. They went to the eye, and they exploited it. 2:10 left. He did get out of bounds, so they stopped the clock. And South breaks the huddle. They're going to come back out in that eye. Again, 2 tight ends, 1 flanker to the right. They've got a fullback and a deep back, which is Reed. Bergeron's got the snap, and they're going to give it to Reed once again. He's going to go up the middle, and he's found some room to the right-hand side, and he's going to go, and he's free down to the 5, to the 10 to the 5, down, and a touchdown for Sullivan South. 51 yards for Reed, and South is making them pay for those turnovers.
They are. They've converted on 2 of them, 2 of 3.
27-6 at this point, as the Rebels line up for an extra point. Snap, kick is up, and it is good. 28-6, 1:44 left in the quarter. 3 turnovers, 4 penalties, and it's a 22-point lead. So we'll take a quick break, come back. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
And we are back here live from Legion Field. Sullivan South has made Gate City pay for 3 first-half turnovers. They lead 28-6. And you got Carson Jenkins back deep, Landon Blanton, as well as Levi Roten. Chris, we've got to get some momentum here before halftime.
This score is not indicative of this game. It's 28-6 right now, South, but Gay City has run the ball almost at will, and they just keep turning the ball over.
As there's going to be it's kicked, it's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Blanton, who is taken down immediately on the 21-yard line, 22-yard line. As, again, the ball bounced around there on the ground. 1:38 left here in the half. Again, make sure you stay with us, folks, for the Campus Drive-In halftime show. We'll have scores, highlights from around the region, recap what we've seen here, and so far it's been the turnovers and the penalties giving South the ability to score. 28-6, 1:38 left. As Reed is under center, they're back in the 2-back set once again. Snap, and they're going to give it to, looks like Carson Jenkins, who goes up, gains about 3, maybe 4. Give him 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. Gate City with 2 timeouts, 1 for Sullivan South that remain. Harker rolled into the ball game. Chris, they're starting to sub some of these guys in. Again, the big guys have maybe a little bit of winded, but again, we've not been able to take advantage of it. So we've got a 1-back set this time. We've got 1 split, as we've got some motion coming this way, and it's going to be to Levi Roten, who is going to be tackled and taken down, as he had no chance to get around the corner on that play.
That looks like a loss of 1 for Roten on that. Sullivan South picked up on that play and followed him from the get-go.
Camden Necessary, 6'5", 290-pound senior, was playing that defensive ends position, and he read that one as well as you can read it. So Gate City is